Recruiter here, the headless headhunter, getting you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resumes. The resume we have up first is an AI engineer. This person is going to need to be an AI engineer. Quite a lot of AI, obviously. AI, LLM, NLP, Python, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Cloud, NumPy, R, MATLAB, SD, LC, CI/CD, DevOps, one of these RAG, ML, LangChain, scikit-learn. I always want to pronounce it skibbity-learn. Pandas, agentic, and explaining complex topics to non-technical people. So that is what we're going to be looking for in this type of resume, and let's see if we can find it. So start the clock. 20 seconds is as long as recruiters have to look through your resume. If we cannot find what we need in those 20 seconds, your application gets yeeted instead of you meeting the hiring manager. So let's go. All right, nothing here can be used. Critical bugs, I don't care about that. NumPy, PyTorch, Pandas, that is good. That is something I'm looking for. Nothing here. Dockerized, 40%. I don't care about 68%. Training modules, ETL processing, All right, so yeah, this would definitely get yeeted. I saw almost nothing I needed in this resume. So first off, skill sections don't count. I wish they did. My job would be a lot easier if skill sections counted, but they do not. Second off, this is too long. Nothing here should be bolded, and this should be one line. So you want to use this formatting. This is on my website. This is the best formatting you can ever have in a resume, unless you're a director or... unless you're a director, because directors have a little bit of a difference. So any non-director role, you want this format. This is how you do it. Again, it's on my website. You could find it in the link below. But a bigger issue with this one is the bullet points, right? I did not find almost anything I needed. And I am currently, at the time of this video, hunting for an AI engineer for a few companies, and this would not work. So most resumes I see when I'm looking for AI engineers, and to be clear, I look for other stuff too. I think there's like a data analyst or a financial analyst in this. It's just most of the resumes I review are tech, because tech is in one of the biggest downturns right now of its entire life, except for maybe the .com crash, but that was before my time, so I can't speak to it. So almost every single AI resume kind of reads like this. And the problem is, this is like not at all what we're looking for. We don't need any of this stuff, right? Like, I don't care about test suites that increased code coverage from 68% to 92%. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for, like, used RAG, LangChain, and skibbity-learn along with Python on the back end in an AWS environment to build an agentic something, right? That's what I would be looking for, but not orchestrated, Dockerized to reduce onboarding time. Every single person fills this with numbers, and this is like the biggest way to get rejected, is to fill your resume with numbers. Unless you're a manager or in sales, they actually do need numbers on their resume. So what did this person say to me? Their ratio. So the ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. So in this case, it takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview, which is very, very bad. I've been applying for over a year with very few interviews, like less than 5. Yeah, because this resume shows me almost nothing I want. I love your feedback on whether my resume is the main issue. It is. Or if it's how I'm positioning myself in the market. Also, probably is. I mean, the market is bad. Make no mistake. I teach you about stuff that you can fix, but again, the market is bad. I moved from the U.S. to India a few months back. I'm trying now in India, but I still love your feedback in general. Okay, so again, I'm not able to speak to AI engineers in India. I've not ever recruited in India. But yeah, the biggest issue with this resume is that, like, it doesn't tell me anything. So people assume that recruiters hunt via keywords, right? They think that, we're looking for Python, we're looking for RAG, we're looking for all this other stuff. And that's not actually the case. Oh my gosh, this looks horrible with my hair like this. All right, so that's not actually the case. We're looking for qualifications. And what a qualification is it's this stuff written here that shows us how you did it and the reason and result of you doing it. That's why we're not keyword hunting. Otherwise, I would be able to use a skills section, but I can't. So when you wrote this, which is diagnosed critical bugs, which is probably not something I would be looking for, but across NumPy, PyTorch, and Pandas, that is something I'd be looking for. You told me how you diagnose the bugs. Now, I also don't know how anything involved with this is AI. Like, this is actually a big issue here is, what part of any of this is AI? Like, I do get NumPy and Pandas and PyTorch are AI stuff, but, like, you don't even say what kind of AI you're using. Here it is, across LLMs, so that's the first mention of AI directly in your resume. And one of the biggest rules in resume creation is if it's not on your resume, it doesn't exist. And right now, it does not show that you have anything involving AI, except for your degree, which is good. This is good to keep up here. So your problem is your bullet points just show nothing, right? Like you almost gave me a blank document, and this is why you're getting rejected. Is you need to be very specific about this stuff. Like, did you say built an AI agent to connect, our clients' customers to our Python backend that was in AWS? Like that would be something I would be looking for. Obviously, you would want it to make sense, but that is how I would like it to be written. So, the problem is you just have absolutely nothing. You have almost an entirely blank resume. So, that's all I can do for this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you ever need more help, you can always jump on my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST. On Monday, Wednesday, if I just said that. Also, if I repeat some stuff, it's because I suffer from migraines and I have a phone spam that is emailing me. I have very bad migraines right now, so bear with me. That will basically color my review, but if your resume is good enough to get past a sick, exhausted, migraine-infused recruiter, your resume is good. So let's go to the next one. This is a resume of I don't know. This person just stated software engineer. So guess what? You can't just state software engineer. You have to pick a stack. Tech hiring after internships, interns don't need to worry about this, but once you're looking for your first full-time role, is based entirely on your stack. Are there some agnostic roles? Yes, but they are rare. They are very, very rare. So the types of stack are full stack, backend Python, backend Java, backend C#.net, and front end. And then also there's a bunch of other ones, but the first 5 are the most common ones. But number 6 on this is embedded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a D6, which is a 6-sided die. Whatever it lands on is what I'm going to review this as. If you're actually a backend Python developer and I get front end, well, tough. You did not tell me. So 5. So this is going to be reviewed as front end. Is that right? I don't know, but you did not tell me and you did not specify. And you absolutely need to specify. So again, I rolled a 5. Haha. Now we're doing this. And this is arguably, I think, one of the biggest problems of software engineers is they try to make like one resume that has everything when you're really just looking for one thing. So, 20 seconds to find this, and what we're looking for is JavaScript, React, AngularJS, HTML, CSS, PHP, SQL, Scrum, Agile, RESTful APIs, SEO, Git, Docker, Jira, Node.js, Vue, Next, and bonuses for those things. Let's go. All right. Oh my gosh, this is so much wasted space. All right, I don't care about any of that. Where's your education? Okay. Okay, so wait, did you get that? Okay, so maybe you did graduate. HTML, CSS, good. Backend, Agile, and Jira, which is okay, and that's it. There we go. That was some stuff. That was actually some stuff, but not enough. I need about 75% of this list, and I only found about 5 things, which is not 75%. So this would get yeeted. Now, let me see what you say. I am never sure what to include my own self-employment. I left college early to start my own IT consultant business after getting clients locally. For example, my local gyms, mom and pop stores, and 7 people who I casually came across through networking. Okay, so yeah, you would want to put that in, but you would want to write it as if it was somebody else's company. Owning your own company is a red flag to most hiring managers. Unless they find out during the interview. If they find out through the resume, it's usually a decline. If they know through the interview, they're like, okay, that's fine. So, Except for some startups. Startups like it. Startups do like you to have your own company. But unless it's a specific startup, it's a red flag. So what I would do to fix this is, first off, delete this. There's so much here. And then down here, if you graduated, keep this here. If you didn't graduate, don't put this. Don't put this down. Also, don't put the date that you graduated high school. Just say graduated. But yeah, don't put college down if you didn't graduate. If you did graduate, then you don't need high school, and then you can put your college up here. So, besides that, and the fact that we need to delete this because this is not helping, I need to know more than this, right? So HTML, CSS front end is good, but I couldn't move you forward for front end because I didn't see JavaScript. In fact, is there JavaScript here? No, I don't see JavaScript at all, which is not good. So this does not have enough to move you forward if it's a front end role. This does not have enough to move you forward if it's back end or full stack. Like this one I like. Worked in agile sprints, coordinating with cross-functional teams, deliver updates. That's good. I like that. And again, build and maintain HTML, CSS, front-end interface, and back-end Python scripts. Good. But then you lose me here. And it's okay to say this, but I need more, right? There's just not enough here. So then we go down to here, and this is help desk, and I'm not really interested in help desk. Like, this reads more like a help desk resume, and that's kind of the problem with this is I don't know what you're going for. This is so unfocused as a resume that I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know if you're looking for help desk. I don't know if you're looking for software dev, because you said software developer, but I don't see enough stuff to move you forward as one. So I'm going to need you to sort of rethink what you're going for. Yeah, and then the timelines of this is way off. This makes it look like you're a job hopper. And then 2000, yeah, I don't know what you do, and that's a bit of a problem. If you're applying for IT help desk, this is a fine resume for that. Well, it's not fine, you need to change it, but it's closer to an IT help desk than it is for a software developer. Because if you're going for a software developer, I'm going to need more. There's just nothing here that I can use to move you forward with. I just need more. I need more things that you've done. I need more projects. I need more clients. I need a lot more. I need it to be focused. So that's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a financial analyst resume. Technically, this person is a senior financial analyst, but really the differences in what they're looking for in a junior versus mid-level versus senior anything is not going to differ. The only changes are they're going to want more of it. So for a junior financial analyst, I'd want like 1 year of experience in this, but for a senior, I'd want like 5. Although some roles, if they say lead, they will want a little bit of leadership experience, but otherwise the differences in what you would be doing is not as different as you would think. So that's why you can use the senior roles for a junior and vice versa in filling out the resume and what they're looking for. So what we're looking for in a financial analyst is your degree, Microsoft Excel, Advanced, so, you know, PowerPoint. I was about to say skippity learn. That's not right. PowerPoint, VLOOKUP, that kind of stuff. Pivot tables, my brain. I'm still migrating out right here. Words are dancing in front of my eyes. ERP, SAP, Tableau, Power BI, cross-functional, multitasking, deadlines, analyze financial data, identifying trends and propose solutions. And then a bonus for an awful lot. This is like the random grab bag, and that companies will not decline you if you don't have it, but they will probably like it if you do. So financial modeling, CFA, CMA, CPA, senior management, GAAP, SaaS, AI, and NetSuite. So can I find it? Let's see. All right, nope. Deployed an Excel compliance tracker, good. Linked milestones, standard ISOP. Okay, yeah, this is a nightmare of a resume. I hate all of this. Let me see what you wrote to me. Maybe this is somehow good. I'm trying to pivot into the U.S. job market. Currently, I'm a foreign national stationed in the U.S. working for my home country's government. How does that work? Please let me know in the comments. I want to know how that works. I would not need work visa sponsorship. Okay, I'm located in San Fran, and I'm aiming to enter a tech company in the finance, accounting, analyst side. So, okay, there's a bunch of flaws you have with this resume. I would like to know how you're doing networking stuff. I think that sounds really cool. I personally would like to know. The problem here, though, is you didn't really write what I would need. So let me break this down, because, again, I don't want to mess this up because of my headaches, migraines. So first off, your formatting needs to look like this. Your education needs to be up top. This needs to be switched, and you don't need all of this. So I understand this is impressive, but it's not all related. In fact, it's very difficult for me to tell what your actual education is. I think it's a bachelor's in business and economics. And if that is the case, then you should just have this and keep this together. So this should be one line. You don't really need this. And is it good that you went to a top 10 business school in Europe? Yes. Will they know of that in the US? Probably not. And then this, again, great. I don't think this is relevant. I think you can delete this. Again, you want to make sure what you have is relevant. Then we have leadership. I mean, this is nice as a project. But, yeah, okay. So here's where we need to do. So the second thing is, oh boy, education should be up here like this. I think I only need your master's. I don't think the rest of them are related. Do you have any other certificates? It doesn't seem like it. Then what I need you to do is here. Because if somebody sees, that you had a degree that was from outside the U.S., they may assume that you are outside the U.S. What you need to do is put something like this, right? Say, U.S. citizen in Los Angeles or whatever, or U.S. citizen in San Francisco, or green card holder or whatever, because people may be prejudiced. And I don't do this. I always try to double check and confirm, but not everybody does that, unfortunately, and there are prejudice stuff, so it's good to put this here to beat that prejudice stuff before it even gets there. So that's on the formatting issue. Then there's something else you did which was critically bad, which is you did not contain the months. Any single time in your experience section, I don't need it for education, but in the experience section, I need the months as well as the days. The months as well as the years. If you stated 2025 to present, that could be January 2025 to now, which is almost 11 months since we are October 27th. Or it could be from October 2025, and you've only had a month of experience. And that is close to a full year of experience that is unknown. Same with here. This could be December 2022 to January 2025. Which is a big difference in years of experience. So you need the months. The months need to be there. So then we go into the actual skills and qualifications, and I don't see like half of what I'm looking for, right? Like, you're focusing so much on this portfolio project and keeping adrift and 15% to 6%, under 60%. It's highly probable that the people that are looking at your resume first don't know how to Control-C, Control-V on their computer. That is entirely probable. And you don't want to write it like this. This is too technical. And this is also not what I'm looking for. Like, you're trying to show how good you are. And this actually came up in chat like 5 minutes before this. Is somebody wanted to put something in their resume because they did not want to, and I'm going to look for the word they said because I think it is very, very good of what they said, is they didn't want to sell themselves short. But the thing is, you're not selling yourself short. You're being relevant. Is that anything that is not relevant to the job is not relevant in your resume, and you're not selling yourself short by not including it. And I've made the joke of, like, if you've solved world hunger and it's not related to the job, I don't want it on your resume, but that's not really a joke. That's for real. If you've solved world hunger, it's not relevant unless it's relevant to the job you're applying for. Is if something is not relevant or you cannot use it to show relevancy to the role, it is not worth it to put on your resume. And in this case, a lot of this stuff is. Like, what is linked budgets to milestone gates for the X project portfolio keeping drift at 1%. That means nothing. Maybe that means a lot. Again, you're an incredibly intelligent person. You're working internationally. You're in the top 10 business schools. But the problem is your resume is too technical. You need to break it down in simple terms. It needs to be done for the layman. And even if somebody is technical and they read their resume, they're not going to be able to parse it in the 20 seconds they have, because that's it. That's all the time they have, those 20 seconds. That's it. And if you do not show that you have relevancy to the position in those 20 seconds, they will not move you forward. So I need you to focus on what is actually relevant and getting people jobs, because it's this stuff for financial analysts, but this stuff is just not related. It's just so technical. It's not what we would be looking for. Yeah, like they would not understand it. So do yourself a favor and really and truly read the job descriptions, right? Look at about 15 of them, and not the responsibility section, the qualification sections. And what they're going to say is degree, Microsoft Excel, Advanced, PowerPoint, ERP, SAP, Power BI, Tableau, cross-functional multitasking, deadlines, analyzing financial data, identifying trends, and proposing solutions. And that's it. And yeah, you have some of that here, but you don't have enough to be moved forward. So that's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an IT support specialist / help desk. IT support specialist, help desk. They kind of have like 8 different names, but they're all the same role. So what we're looking for is Mac OS, Linux, Android, Windows. Basically, what is the environment you were working on? Education, customer service, troubleshooting, problem solving, networking, DNS, DHCP, GCP, IP, VPN. You don't need all of those, just like one of those. Multitasking and can meet deadlines. Your industry, again, so like cloud or LAN WAN or customer relationship management software. Jira, Office, Microsoft 365, Active Directory, and a bonus for CompTIA, Microsoft Cert, and PowerShell. So can I find it in 20 seconds? Let's find out. And go. Okay, cross-functional, good. Hardware, software issues is good. Onboarding, that's okay. Sales flow, Salesforce could actually be part of that, so that's actually solid. Did tag app. So probably would not be able to move forward with you with this. I just did not see enough. I just didn't see enough, right? Like I saw cross-functional, which was good. I saw hardware and software, which is something that could be good. I'm assuming Salesforce is going to be part of the industry, but I just didn't see much else. So what did this person state? I am seeking an IT help desk, Salesforce app developer, data analyst job. Okay, so all of those are different, bro. Every single one of those is a different job. And you will need a separate resume for Salesforce versus data analyst versus help desk. So for help desk, this is okay. I just need more. And this is why generalized resumes just never work out, is because what I need to move you forward as a help desk requires very specific information that you did not put in because you're trying to make it a generalized resume. So make this specifically towards help desk or Salesforce or data analyst. And you can have 3 resumes. That's okay, 1 for each, but you need to do that because right now it kind of fails at all of them. Admittedly, I don't know the qualifications for a Salesforce developer off the top of my head. I am actually recruiting for a Salesforce architect, but I don't know the one for developer because that's a little bit of a different role. So you need to be very, 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 very specific. And that is your problem with this resume. Formatting could be a little bit better, yeah, but a big issue is just that this stuff needs to be here. And again, like if I'm looking for an IT help desk, I don't really care about programming like this. I do care about Microsoft. I do care about Adobe. I do care about Jira, maybe Salesforce. So make your resume specific. A generalized resume will always, always, always fail. Yeah, I can't really think of an easy situation where a generalized resume is any way going to help you. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a UI UX designer. And what we're looking for in a UI UX designer is not a ton. We're going to look for UI UX design for X, in this case like web development, mobile, emails, products, basically whatever the thing you were working on. Then I want to see Figma, Sketch, Adobe Illustrator, InVision, Adobe Creative Suites. That was in almost every single job description. If you do not have that, you are probably not getting moved forward. User research, usability testing, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, managing multiple projects and meeting deadlines, explaining data to non-tech people such as stakeholders to improve the user or the customer experience, and a bonus for AI and Agile. I think Agile and Waterfall and whatever, those are probably going to be bonuses as well. So even though they're not on that list, it is nice to have. So can I find that in 20 seconds? Let's find out. All right. 7, okay, ASOL's websites, kind of weird, cross-functional, efficiency, agile. Okay, I already am starting to see the problem with this. Copilot AI is okay. You have practically nothing here. So this, again, was written for an audience that was more technical than what we were looking for. Because if you notice, it's filled with like B2Cs and B2B2Cs, which is okay. I think B2B would count for design along with B2C. But I'm not really caring about brand engagement by 20% or task efficiency through attentive design. And then you already mentioned B2B and B2C over here, so you don't need to do it again. And crafted UI components and inclusive user-centered experience with WCAG. Like, at no point am I seeing Figma, Sketch, Adobe Illustrator, InVision, or Adobe Creative Suites. I know those are the basic tools, but you need those. Those were in almost every single job description for UI UX dev. If you do not show that, you will probably not get moved forward. And then down here, basically the same. It's filled with percentages. There's no JavaScript. There's no HTML. Is that you try to build your resume for what you assumed I wanted to show how impressive you were, and that's why this doesn't work. And then your education needs to be up at the top. If you want, you can delete the bachelor's. Because you basically already got it with the master's, so I would maybe just keep the master's. And your formatting is off as well. Nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. This is easy to read. This is pretty difficult to read. But a bigger issue is that I don't see any of this stuff here. It needs to be here. I think I saw it out of my corner of my eye here. Like this was fine. Design, iterated, developed a responsive website using Adobe Illustrator, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Yeah, that one I actually like. Again, you can remove the 10%. You can just say delivering the project ahead of schedule. You don't need to say 10%. But this is probably your best bullet point in the whole resume, and it's to the point where nobody will even get that far down. Because A, you're formatting, and B, it is all the way down here. So you need to write the rest of this like you did this and just remove the percentage. This is why you need to stop putting percentages in, is it makes it worse. It makes it harder because you said down here, delivering the project 10% ahead of schedule. Cool. Why not 15%? Why not 20%? Why not 30%? You don't need to say the percentage. I really hate how bad career coaches say you need to have all these crazy metrics. Like, no, most jobs are not going to have those metrics. Most jobs will have like 1 or 2 KPIs or more KPIs, but like a KPI you can even put into a resume. So it's okay to not have the percentages because this is the stuff I'm actually looking for, not whatever this is. This is, again, the problem is this is just not relevant, right? Is I'm not looking for a 30% decrease in onboarding time. That's not in any of the job descriptions. Or a 40% increase in eligibility comprehension. That's not in any of them. A stronger patent trust in AI-assisted trial matching? Maybe. But this is not. So that's really this resume's problem. And again, if your resume looks like this, you should change it because these percentages people throw in are bad. Unless you're in sales people do need it, or high-level managers like directors, they do need percentages. You should not have all these percentages. It just makes it worse. It makes it so much harder to read. It tells me nothing, and it's not relevant. And your goal in a resume should be relevancy and only relevancy. Like, I get it. You solved world hunger. You should get congratulated about that part, but you shouldn't do it through a resume, which hurts my soul to say. There was, I think, a Pulitzer Prize winner that submitted their resume once, and that's amazing, but, like, is that related to the job you're applying for? And that's all that really matters, which again, hurts me to say, but I'd rather be truthful with you all than try to fill you with false confidence. So that's all I can do for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need more help, you can always jump on my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at twitch.tv/@headlessheadhunter, which this person is on, so I'm going to help them after this. But for everybody else, I'll see you in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search.